Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Michael. Hope you guys had a great week. It's Saturday, January 26th, and it has been a long one. Got a question for you guys. Have you ever heard the old adage of birds of a feather flock together? My grandmother used to say that all the time. She also used to say if you lie down with dogs, you get fleas, which also makes sense. And then there's the one that your network is your net worth. I propose to you guys today that all of these things are true, and if you apply these principles to your life, you can almost effortlessly change your life and go from where you want to be to where you want to go, or from who you are now to who you want to be. You can become the person who can do the thing that you desire most to do in life. And the reason why this is so applicable, is because you guys, you are, and this is so many studies have been done to prove this. You are a culmination of the five people that you hang around with the most. So the five people that you give most of your time to, that's your future, guys. Like if you're hanging around, low lives and losers, well, I mean that's your future. And I know that it's tough, especially when you've got so many friends that you've known maybe your whole life. Guys, I'm 40 years old. I've lost a lot of people, and I mean literally lost a lot of people, and I've chosen to not give so much of my time to a lot of people as well, and that's for various reasons. That's a topic for another video. But let's just say that when you're a kid and you make your friends, you're never going to be in a social situation like you were growing up. And a lot of the people that we became really good friends with, when you're a kid, it's kind of you against the world until you meet your best friends, and then you're almost like a gang. You can get through anything because you got your friends, you got your boys, or ladies, you got your girls. You know what I'm saying? And that serves you while especially when you're a child and you're going through adolescence, which is a really trying time. But then things come up in life as we get older, and people deal with things differently. Some people deal with tragedy or adversity by turning to you know unempowering things, such as drugs and alcohol, or insert vice here, or they'll turn to empowering things, such as groups of people who are serving others, or going to college, and maybe studying um, areas that they believe they can use to unravel that thing that maybe caused them so much turmoil, in their use when they couldn't control it. But anyhow, I digress. Um, if you want to almost effortlessly become that, what you intend to become, what your goal or what your ideal person is that you want for yourself, you have got to change the people and the groups that you associate with, and it can be so painful and hard. I know that. And also just meeting new people while you're an adult. Like you said, you're never going to be in just a social situation like school or college. So if you're like myself, I'm 40 years old, guys, 20 years outside of those social situations, it can be difficult. But you guys, it is imperative that we do these things. Um, so it's just like, I don't know. Take for instance, you want to, I don't know, be a baker. Maybe you should start joining groups on. You can even join online groups at first if it's hard for you to be in person. Join an online community that bakes, and will encourage you to bake. And or if you're not so socially awkward, You guys, there's Facebook groups, there's meetup groups, there are just so many avenues that we can go down. And I know that it is, it is difficult for some of you live out in the middle of nowhere. I'm lucky. I live in a pretty metropolitan area, so there are groups for you guys. There's groups for people that pick up pennies on the street and look at their pennies. I mean, there's groups for everything. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if you are in one of those really rural areas or one of those really sparsely populated areas, guys, what better way to become that person that you are intending to become? Maybe you start that group, because I can tell you right now, there are people out there and they are hungry and they are searching for communion, they are searching for fellowship, they are searching for people who are on the same path, or headed towards the same destination. And out in those sparsely populated areas, it it can seem like you're completely alone. I know I've lived in really country places before, and one of the things that really impaired me from doing what I'm doing now, when I was in my 20s, is I moved to a new place, didn't know anybody. It was hard for me to step out. I was never shy. Well, I mean, I kind of was, unless I was, kind of drinking. But that's another story. That's not me anymore either. But so yeah, maybe you can be that beacon. You can start that group. There's so many ways to do it. Meetup.com. You can start a Facebook group. Guys, there's so many things that we can do. Or you can start, join an online forum and start there. Because like I said, your network truly is your net worth. It's almost like, like the Marines. I have so many friends that are Marines, and I won't say former Marines because they would clobber me if they ever heard me say were Marines. Hoorah, guys! You know who I'm talking about. So yeah, but while Marines are active, or even while they're still enlisted, they are part of a culture. It's like a brotherhood that has these standards that they all must adhere to be a part of the group. And that's just like anything. You want people that are going to push you to rise to a standard. And you see it whenever they are not enlisted anymore, or whenever they retire from their military service. A lot of these guys will. Some guys, the habits. I used to have a buddy that would chain smoke cigarettes and get up and run 20 miles every morning like it was nothing, But anyhow, I digress. They don't. When they are not enlisted, a lot of these guys, they lose touch with a lot of their former brethren, or part of, and they don't hold themselves to the higher, those high standards anymore. Some guys gain a lot of weight. Some guys get depressed. I mean, a lot of my buddies I've seen, once they get out, they get depressed because they're so used to just living a certain way, and those standards are just like a habitual thing. And once they get out here in the world, you guys, we don't hold ourselves to any kind of standard out here in the civilian world. Most of us, anyways. Not to that elite standard that they do. And a lot of these guys, they gain weight, they start drinking, they get vices. A lot of it is depression, and yeah, and that just goes back to what I was saying. We must join cultures, communities, and groups of people who are doing the things, or are striving towards the things that we aspire to. You guys, iron sharpens iron. You want people that will push you to be the best version of you in anything you choose to do, and it's your duty to push them to be the best version they can be. I can tell you guys right now, if we're friends and you're not pushing me to be the best version of me that I can be, I don't think you're not my friend. You're not my friend. I don't have friends like that. I don't. And I won't be a friend like that, because if I love you and I care for you, then I want you to be the best for not just for you, but for your family, for your community. You guys, that's our responsibility. It goes back to what I'm saying: creation, connection, and community. All right, creation, connection, and I can't think of the last C. Creation, connection, and contribution. There we go. Those are the three ideals that will make you feel a sense of purpose and a sense of I can't think of words this morning, guys. A sense of just well-being and identity that you've ever had. Doesn't matter if you are only making $40,000 a year. If you have those three things, you will feel a sense of just peace like you can't imagine. And it's because we're meant to be in fellowship, contribute, and be creative. So take anything that you like or anything that you aspire to do, and join a community. Get into a community, guys, and then it's like everything else will take care of itself. You will habitually take time to take cues from these groups to stimulate the thing that you will do. It's kind of like addiction. I'm not don't become addicted. Don't take that the wrong way, but it's like they did a study about Vietnam vets. Surprisingly, I didn't know this until recently, but a large amount of our servicemen, when they were in Vietnam, became addicted to heroin. And what they found is through a lot of these, I can't remember what university did the study, but what they found is that when these guys came back home from Vietnam, without any sort of treatment, all they did was take them out of the environment that had all of the cues and the stimuli that caused the addiction. For example, their fellow servicemen who were also addicts, so the social birds of a feather guys, the high stress environment, and any other stimuli that were over there that were you know that were helping to aid in them just staying addicted. They took them out of that environment, and it's just simply coming home. Most of them, I think it was 9 out of 10, if I'm not 8 out of 10 maybe. That sounds a little bit more conservative. 8 out of 10 of these guys immediately just were not heroin addicts anymore. They were not around they took themselves out of the group and out of the situation, and they just immediately 8 out of 10 of them no longer had the desire. And it seems funny to me that the way that we treat addiction in this country is, you're in the situation, we will take you out of the situation, get you treatment. Most people go to treatment for 30 days. They have a support system, new people who are not addicts or doing the thing, out of the stressful environment, and once they're good, then we say, okay, go home. And we wonder why these people relapse. And we wonder it's because they're going right back into the social situations, right back into the place where they have all these habits formed, where there's all these cues and things that that perpetuate this addiction. And we wonder why they, when they get back, that it's like a revolving door. It doesn't make sense, you guys. That's a hot topic for me. I think addiction in this country is grossly mistreated, and but like I said, I'm kind of on a tangent, you guys. Anyhow, join some groups, make some connections, join a culture that is conducive to you becoming, doing, and having the thing that you aspire to be, do, or have. And you'll find that things almost just fall into place for you. You guys, we got to step out and form those new relationships. And once you do, you'll be surprised at just how much your life changes and how quickly things that you've worked on for years alone it's astounding. But it's like two guys trying to put in I don't know, a garbage disposal. Guys, I don't know if you ever put in a garbage disposal. It's hell doing it just yourself. If you got somebody that can, hold the collar from the top while you're putting the thing on at the bottom, just somebody putting a little bit of pressure on the top of that collar so that you can screw that new disposal in. I know that is a crazy example for some of you who've never done any kind of plumbing. I'm a plumber, so that's where my mind goes. But just having that little bit of extra help, that little bit of extra camaraderie, someone who is dedicated to the same purpose as you, it's life changing. It is life changing, and it's crucial. So with that, I'm gonna wish you guys a wonderful rest of your weekend, and just think on these things. Like I said, if you haven't read the book Atomic Habits, I'm pretty close to the end of it. You guys, this has been an incredible book. It's the best book I think I've read in the past couple months. But go ahead, go on Audible and check it out. I mean, that's just me caring about you, and trying to give you a little nugget that'll help you out along the way. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.